welcome to BDTV. It's good to be with you guys again. Thanks for joining us today as we have got a special treat for you as we're diving into our Week 1 recap. This weekend's games were full of anxiety as each manager waited and hoped for that Christmas miracle where their team would score more points than the other one and move on to the second round. However, no matchup was closer than 21 points this week with the average margin of victory over 30. And before we look ahead at Week 2 preview, here to recap for us all about Week 1 is the one, the only, Boomer!
Thanks. Good to be back here in the studio, sharing with the league and the boys. Want to say thanks for having me, and have everyone have a Merry Christmas. Without further ado, let's jump right into this week's matchups. The first matchup has the Cinderella Sweethearts, the number 8 Gridiron Legacy, taking on the defending champion, the number 1 overall seed, the Andrew Luck Retirement Fund. The visitors have history on their side as they've already completed the biggest upset in fantasy football history. So, they had to rely on James John Connor to try and terminate the opposition. But Jalen Scar Hurts had another idea. He told Jonathan Taylor Thomas, "Run away, Simba. Run away and never return." The Gridiron Legacy tried to packer it in with their defense, but they were left with a George Skittle candy overdose and just were not able to make the upset happen this year. So the Legacy have to try and regroup and prepare for a Sacco matchup, while the Retirement march on to try to get a repeat victory in the championship. Retirement Fund 116, Gridiron Legacy 84. The next matchup with the number 5 Schrute Farms up against the top scoring number 4 Aim for the Bushes. Moses, gang of merrymen, tried to make it tricky on the Bushes to rock a rhyme as Run CMC dropped another big game on Thursday night's appetizer. But the beat game then blitzed the Bushes with some extra second half magic from Captain Kirk Cousins. But with 6 of the top 5 projected players still available at their position, the Mountain Bushes were not going away easy. Aided by some overtime points, the homies were on a comeback trail, but their Barkley was worse than their bite, as they had been digging too deep of a hole to recover. Schrute Farms 134, Bushes 105. Now, there were a lot of talk about goblins and flying falcons and World Cup football this weekend on the fantasy football playoff. So, we'll have to wait and see what's in for the BB Mountain Bushes in the Sacco playoff here coming up next week. On to the bottom half of the bracket, where the third brother looks to make it a crowded Dobler semifinal affair. The number 3 Triple Team hosted the number 6 Team Change Your Name, as we will never repeat it again, aka the Fighting Australian Brewers. Triple was able to move up to the deluxe apartment early in the weekend, riding Jefferson's big comeback with the Vikings. And with miles to chase down, a victory proved a big task for the Brewers. The fields were not level as Justin led the trifectas with the Mel Gibson defense of Patriots proved enough to hold off the Fighting Fosters, even with a short Chubb in the mixin of running backs. We found out that Foster's is Australian for beer, but not for victory. With a parting shot, his kicker said, "That's all, folks." Triple Team 101, Foster's 80. The final matchup featured the only matchup without a member of the family, allowing for possible collusion to try to break up the all-Dobler semifinals. The number 7 stopped the Steelers head to the swamp to face the Delphi Rabbit Mongooses. And while this game did not require a camera for a photo finish, it was almost over as soon as it started, when the Mongooses jumped out to a 40-point lead before Sunday even rolled around, and never let up from there. Josh Allen Thick showed no growing pains as he carried the most all-time wins into the playoffs and scored the most points of any team in the opening round. The Steelers looked a bit deflated as Tom Brady tried to will his way to victory. along with Jamal Charles-esque performance by the Chiefs' main running back, Jerick McKinnon. But the Ramondre Stevenson Riley neckbeards were not upset this time, as they delivered a big slice of humble pie to the frauds, asking, "What can Brown do for you?" Cheaters stay in the hunt for back-to-back sackos, but still 2 more weeks to lock it up. Mongeeses 137, Steelers 97. And I have to say, whether you've won 1 championship, many championships, or you're Shane, Jimmy, or Foster, we are happy to be enjoying these times. And from all of us at BDTV, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.